From the IMTV Wave Channel 5 studio at Greenville Senior High School, home of the Greenville Green Wave, the Greenville Veterans Memorial Park and Digital Library proudly presents Never Stop Serving.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Never Stop Serving. I'm your host, Samuel Plock. This series is sponsored by Greenville High School's Interactive Media class and the Veterans Memorial Park and Digital Library. This morning's guest is Gary Cox Jr. Gary is the commander of the American Legion Ohio 6th District. Please welcome Gary to our show.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Good morning.
Morning. Gary, please tell us about your origin story, where you grew up, your parents, basically early tidbits about your life.
I was born and raised in Marion, Ohio. My dad was a Marine from 1974 to 1978. My grandfather served in Korea during the Korean conflict. Went to school. My father was very involved with the American Legion, being a Marine veteran. There's an organization in the American Legion called Sons of the American Legion, and I am a charter member, which means I was one of the first members of that post or that squadron at the time, and I was 10 years old.
Wow.
So my father brought me into the Legion following him in the Sons of. And I had two choices when I was younger. I could either pay attention to what was going on in the meetings, or I would have to sit and be quiet and be bored. So I got involved. I mean, I was a 10-year-old boy as a young officer, like a sergeant at arms, which kind of just rules the room and keeps everybody in line. And for a 10-year-old, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Well, as I progressed and got older, I actually moved up. I was a state sergeant at arms at 15.
Wow.
I moved up to the squadron commander at 17, and a district commander, which is what I am in the Legion now, but a district commander at 18.
Wow.
My father was a district commander for the American Legion in 97, 98, and I was a district commander in 99, 2000 in the Sons of. So two different organizations, but we're both holding the same position. He was a lot older than I was, obviously.
Yes.
So when I graduated high school in 2001 in Marion, my dad goes, well, you have two choices. You can either join the Air Force or you join the Marine Corps. College wasn't one of the choices for me. I was not very good in high school. So I went and enlisted in the Marine Corps in July of 2001. Do you know what happened in September of 2001?
Yes, the 9/11 terrorist attacks. I was in 4th grade when that happened.
I was changing tires on a car in Sears in Marion, Ohio when those towers hit.
Wow.
And all they did was come out and tell me, hey, a plane hit a building. I went back inside. At the time when it initially happened, nobody knew exactly what was going on. But then about 20 minutes later, when the second plane hit, and everybody that was around me, that was working with me, knew he's enlisted in the Marine Corps. He's supposed to be leaving to join the military. And now we have the biggest terrorist attack in U.S. history happening right in front of us. They were just waiting on the car to show up for me to go. They thought it was inevitable. They thought I was gone. That it was Vietnam and I was going to get drafted and I was gone right then and there. We thought I was gone. My dad goes, well, you can go, but you're probably not going to come home. And it was the first time that I ever saw my dad get emotional because he knew I was going to go. And I did. February 2002, I was in Marine Corps boot camp. August of 2004, I was in Kandahar, Afghanistan.
Wow.
I did 8 years of service. Now, when I got back, one of the things that my dad did was Boy State. And what Boy State is a junior going into their senior year, they can apply for this program and they can go do it. And it's a week-long program in Oxford, Ohio at Miami University, and it teaches young men and women, there's also a girls' state, but for us, for the young men, it teaches them all about Ohio government. We have a governor all the way down. Well, I went to Boy State in 2000 as a junior. My dad was a commissioner down there, and he wanted me to come back so him and I could share that. Well, when I got back from the Marine Corps in 2010, and I was going to school, I was going to Ohio State, the Ohio State University, to get a bachelor's degree, and I ended up getting that in 2014 in psychology. But in August of 2013, I lost my dad.
Oh dear.
He passed. So I finished high school. I finished college and got my degree, but I went back to Boy State in 2017 as a commissioner. And to this day, I'm a trustee with them. So my father was a Boy State commissioner. I was a Boy State commissioner. I went to Boy State in 2000 behind my dad when my dad was there. My son, who just graduated last year, he went to Boy State. So I have a 2-time generation with my boy being a Boy Stater and a 2-time generation as a trustee with me and my father. Now, I followed in my father's footsteps. He was a district commander in 97, 98. Last year, I was the district commander, and this year, I'm the district commander. And that's the first time that's happened since 1946 that somebody has back-to-back been the district commander. So I'm carrying on a legacy, trying to carry on and move this forward, giving everything that my dad taught me when I was moving up and growing up to what I'm being taught and what I'm teaching younger guys that are coming in behind me in the Legion. So I'm basically went full circle and I'm being my dad again. So I'm teaching what my dad taught me.
Yeah, your life was full. I would have to say your life has been full of accomplishments, but also tragedy.
There has been a lot of tragedy. I will admit. I just lost my brother this past October. He was 36.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's got to be rough on you.
It's very rough.
I lost my dad when I was a sophomore here at this very high school. In April 2008, he died of a heart attack. He was 59 years old.
My dad was 57. Heart attack on a motorcycle.
Wow.
So make sure you keep that ticker of yours in line.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh, and I would also like to remind people that if you have a family member that had anybody in your family that served in anything related to the Army, Marine Corps, anything, we would like to share your story also. Because chances are you have a great story to tell, like Gary right here. A long family legacy, and we'd like to share your story. Gary, I understand you are running for second vice commander of American Legion, Ohio. Can you please explain why are you running and what it means?
When I went through the chairs when I was a kid, I've seen a lot and been involved in a lot. And then when I came back from being in the military, I followed that same legacy. I followed in my dad's footsteps, and I went up through the chairs, through the district, and becoming the district commander. And as I progressed, I realized there's a call for this. And one of the things is our median age is a lot higher than what it used to be. So what I'm trying to do, what I want to do is I want to be able to sit there and bring in younger veterans. I want to be able to bring in the younger because as we progress, we get older. I'm getting older. So I want to make sure that the legacy that some of the guys, a guy by the name of Bubba Shea, who was out of the 4th District, he was one of the guys when I was in the Sons of that I grew up with. And he taught me a lot about the American Legion. Rick Riviata, who brought me in as a department, when he was detachment commander, I was his sergeant-at-arms at 15. My father, Gary Cox Sr., past district commander. My friend of mine, Bobby Mendoza, out of Toledo, past 1st district commander. All these guys have been influential to me. And they brought in a legacy. Well, me sitting here right now at 40 years of age, I can push their legacy out there, push their memory out there on what they've done and what I can do to bring it in, because that's exactly what they would want. They want the younger guys to step up, to be able to be in these positions. That way we can have younger guys coming in and taking over, because we all get older, but we need to leave a legacy behind. You said you were a sophomore in 2008 when you lost your dad, right?
Yes.
And you've been doing this, obviously, for a while now. And
actually, I started in 2019. I did various other things, but I came back.
Exactly. You came back. And now you're teaching these younger guys here about this. And you're able to use your experiences that you've had to move it forward. I'm able to use my experiences that I had growing up for these last 30 years in the American Legion, being a younger guy, but having that same influence and that same experience at a younger age. A lot of people always go, if I was younger, I would have done this. You have that now. You have the younger guy. You have the younger guy with that experience that he can push forward. He can relate to these guys going, I can come up in the Legion. I want to come up and lead. I want to help out my community because veterans are always helping veterans, and we always want to pay forward.
That's true. Yeah, I'll tell you, it's very important to leave a legacy behind, but not only have someone carry up the baton, shall we say.
Yes.
I also understand that you are a member of the Combat Veterans Motorcycle Association. Can you please tell us about that?
My father passed away in 2013, and he rode motorcycles with the Leathernecks organization. And the Leathernecks organization is, they're all Marines. Well, a friend of mine was in the Combat Veterans Motorcycle Association, and 2 years ago I got a motorcycle. I have a Can-Am Spider. It's a 3-wheeler, but it's really, really, really fun. So I joined that organization for that camaraderie, that friendship, being around other veterans like-minded like me who like to go out and ride. Well, my father's road name was Joker. So when he passed away, the day after he passed away, we were sitting there messing around on the porch of my parents' house. And from the point of time that my father died, passed away on his motorcycle, to the point that they escorted him to be cremated, somebody was at my mother's house, watching over the house, making sure she was taken care of. And just like being out and hanging out with your friends, you're sitting there, you're laughing, you're having fun. Well, I was being a little bit of a smart aleck, if you will. I was being funny. And one of the guys looked at me and goes, I got a road name for you. What? He goes, JJ. I said, why? He goes, Joker Jr., you sound like your dad. And they weren't really around me very often. And one of the stories I had about my dad when he was with the Leathernecks is we rode to a Quaker Steak and Lube, and I was with him, and I wasn't riding a bike. I was riding on the back. And we get there, and the guy goes, oh, senior, junior? I said, no, sergeant corporal. He goes, oh, he outranked you. It was so funny to them because you always want to surpass your parents. You always want to do better than your parents. You always want to show that what your parents taught you, you can take and succeed with it. And I had. And they thought it was so funny. So they nicknamed me Joker Jr. So when I got my motorcycle, I asked them to be Joker Jr. And that is my road name. So we go around for events. We have events all over the state of Ohio. Our biggest one right now, with me being in what is called Combat Veterans Motorcycle 12-1, which is our organization, is the Fisher House. We go out and we raise money for a Fisher House, and the Fisher House is just like the Ronald McDonald's houses at Children's Hospital.
Yeah.
It's a place where people who have veterans who are injured or going through surgery, they could stay while that veteran is recovering for free. So we raise money to help fund these places. They can have more of them because you could always use more. So Combat Veterans Motorcycle Association, that's a big organization for me because it gives you the camaraderie, it gives you another set of veterans to hang out with, but you get to go out, like-minded people, and go out and have fun.
You know, kind of funny you bring up the Ronald McDonald House because I work at a McDonald's here in town.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been there. This July will be 3 years.
Very good.
Because I started in July 2020, soon after the lockdown ended.
Good.
Yep. So basically, I'll be heading there actually today after I'm done here.
Awesome. I'll be going back home, heading to bed. I've been up since 5.
Yeah. I'll tell you, it's rough trying to get up in the mornings.
No. I get up at 3.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, you must have more energy than me.
I could. You can very well be.
Do you have any special events or information to share with our viewers?
Well, we have all the summer conventions coming up soon for all the districts in June. Well, we actually have Boys State coming up June, July. So if there's any high school students or any juniors going into their senior year, men or women, then we can, if they're interested in, Boys State would be something. Obviously this year we kind of surpassed that, but for the following year, so you sophomores that are going up into your junior year, it'd be a good idea to look into it and get involved. And that's all you got to ask for is, hey, I want to go. And it's paid for by the American Legion. We send the boys. It's no cost to the kid. And they're there for the whole week. We can get it. They might have the parents get them there. We'll take care of them for the week and get them back. So we will take care of all that. But then after our Boy State this upcoming June, we will run into our department convention. Hopefully, I would like to be able to come back here as the next second vice commander for the Department of Ohio, be able to speak to you again.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
It would be fun. And happy St. Patrick's Day.
Well, happy St. Patrick's Day to you too. Can you believe it's St. Patrick's?
I was an engineer in the Marine Corps, and St. Patrick is the patron saint of engineers. So that's my guy.
Wow. That's amazing. Thank you again for your awesome service to our great country and your time speaking with us today.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Always a pleasure. Here at Never Stop Serving, we highlight veterans that continue to serve beyond their military service. Please watch for upcoming and new episodes of Never Stop Serving. This is another full-pack season, folks, so stay tuned. We are doing great things here with the Veterans Memorial Park and Digital Library. Please help support us in whatever way you can. Also, continue to watch the Veterans Memorial Park and Digital Library Facebook page for all upcoming events and updates. If you are a veteran and would like to share your story, please send us an email at gvmpdl@gmail.com. That's gvmpdl@gmail.com. Thank you for watching. This is Samuel Plock, signing off.
Thank you for watching. Please visit us on our social media sites. Please consider contributing to our mission in some way. Also, we are always looking for veterans and their families to share their stories with us. Be sure to join us next week for our next episode of Never Stop Serving.